So this is a game where I'm going my trusty Cybran, starting with 2 land factories, playing against a UEF player who is just going 1 land factory to start. And he's building 3 mass extractors before he starts any power, which is interesting. So I usually go power, power, mass, power. His economy is very balanced though, so it's working. Mine is similar. But the differences really start up in a few minutes of game time. I make a big miscalculation. It's coming very soon, actually. And so, I'm taking my commander up, which is huge, because this is technically a 10 by 10 map, but it plays like a 5-on-5 with how much area is just unplayable, because troops can't go up there at all. And here's where I really mess up. So I started a gun upgrade, which would be huge for using my commander as a battering ram, especially this early. But I very much so underestimated the power toll it would take on my economy. And so I'm hurriedly trying to get this Hydro up, even using my puny engineering suite on the Mantis to try and assist that. I'm gonna start putting up power after this. And so while this is just taking a massive toll on my production, he is still steadily expanding. He's not power stalling, he's mass stalling, but even so, his economy is much more balanced than mine, and you can see his mass accrued is starting to really leap ahead of me. And that will continue until at least I get this upgrade done, then I can start progressing again. And so, the early game is a lot of infrastructure. There's not a whole lot of combat yet, unless there's like some raiding parties, which these would be good for, but it seems like he's more so just using those to protect his engineers, which are the units that can build things. The engineers and the commanders, that's unique to them. The Mantis can assist, but they cannot build anything on their own, so they can only help hurry along what's already being built. So this is the first engagement, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I barely won, but my guy is not doing very good. And so that upgrade is finally done, and so my economy, my mass accrued per second, rapidly shot up. He's doing very well. He's has an air factory now. I don't think I do. Not yet. And it's not even queued up yet. And he also has a Tech 2 mass extractor. 2 Tech 2 mass extractors, which is huge and will help his advantage even more because he has more space, which means he has more mass extractors. However, my commander's now approaching and he has something to say about that. And so the Cybran ACU is the weakest commander in the game. However, their 1 gun upgrade increases rate of fire and range, and so in the early game the Cybran commander can actually be one of the more powerful commanders, because although the UEF commander is much stronger, it takes multiple upgrades to get him to where he needs to be. And so he has more troops. I'm still holding mine back. I don't know if I see this. Yeah, so I'm worried about this, I'm worried about this, and so I'm keeping troops back instead of assisting my commander, because I want to make sure I can defend my base, because if this goes down, I'm just completely done. He's aware of the danger, and yeah, those are the raiding parties that are trying to hurt the other player's economy. And so I'm working on factories to start getting my commander some backup. He only has 10,000 hit points compared to the UEF starts off with 12,000. I only have Mantis. I will want some anti-air and artillery to join. this is not going to go his way. This is a lot of point defense. That is ridiculous. That's a waste, frankly, because these are not cheap at all. And so he's just dumping resources into those. Especially because with the range upgrade, my commander will outrange those point defenses. That's not what I wanted to do. Yes. And so I walk into range, but if I used his maximum effective range, the point defense would not be able to shoot back. And so I realized eventually, I did not realize how much was over here, which is why I marched these poor robots to their death. I'm securing space up here, and I have a radar station, which is good. This is T2, so I do have pretty good intel. Commander has a rank of vet, and so instead of 10,000, he has 11,000 hit points, and his regen is a little bit faster. That is the one saving grace of the base Cybran commander. It regens faster than the others. So I still have my units strewed about. Usually I make one central army, but I didn't want to relinquish any territory, and so I use these as a little raiding party actually, which is more successful than I thought it would be. And so here you can see my commander is shooting, but he does not have, that turret does not have the opportunity to shoot back. Now I'm starting to sense the tide turning, and so I'm backing up my commander. He does have T2 air, which is terrifying, but he still just has one land factory, one air factory in his base, and 2 more land factories over here, which might not be long for this world. I do not see the rest of the point defenses, just this one. And so again, I'm just mowing it down. This is another massacre. All the engineers can't shoot back. And so, while he still has the economy advantage, I've been using mine more efficiently at this point in the game. My commander's taking a battering. And remember, if my commander dies, I lose. So while it's a very effective weapon, you also have to be worried because if it dies, you lose. So he was focusing on economy and tech, which can work, but his base was vastly under-defended at this point. And the gunships will not be able to do enough with the number of anti-air I have. Actually, I don't have a lot, but I do have interceptors coming in that will engage. And that will die. And so, the rest of the game, not a whole lot changes. He was underprepared, and so my troops were able to push all the way into his base, which just should not be allowed to happen. My commander's cleaning up this. I could have gone straight for his commander, but with the number of units I have, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to pull it off. So I figured it'd be better to go for the infrastructure, because if I go for the commander and I don't get the kill, he still has the resources to continue, but if I get infrastructure first, then he's crippled. I thought this was really funny because he's complaining about my strategy, but he just really misplayed the situation, and if this was a bigger map, he would have beaten me, but his strategy was just too slow. He gave me the chance to get back in the game, and I swarmed him.